Om Sai Ram. Hello, fluent English-speaking students. Finally, we're at part 4 of this incredible story, I Must Know the Truth. As you remember from part 3, Ardhana found out from her aunt, not her favorite aunt, that she was adopted. She was skinny and dark when she was first brought to the house, and she was adopted. And she's shocked. She's in shock. She's almost 18 years old. And she thought her mother was her mother, and now she finds out their mother is an adopted mother. So she ran outside. She didn't want to talk to anybody. She was right before her big dance. So the mother, Sunita, and Simi found her outside. And they went and they talked. And Sunita, the mother, said, look, it doesn't make any difference. I loved you before, I love you now, I love you always in the future. What is more important? For me to have you in my womb for 9 months, or for me to love you for almost 18 years? And then she brought out a necklace, okay? You see this beautiful necklace. The father and the mother, Sunita, had picked this out for her 18th birthday. 18th birthday is a big birthday. So they specially shopped for the most beautiful gold necklace that exhibited their love. So she had this in a box. She took it out of the box and said, look, Ardhana, we've got this necklace for you. This is just a token of our love, how much we love you. And she took it and she put it in Ardhana's hands. And then she hugged Ardhana for over a minute, just hugged her heart to heart, and then told her, Ardhana, I'll always love you. My love is pure and true. Please dance. If you love me, you'll dance, do this special performance and dance. And Simi's right next door, right next to them, and she's nodding her head, yes, yes, yes. So now we come to section 4, all right? So what are we going to learn here? The audience is waiting for Ardhana to dance, but there is no Ardhana on the stage. All right, the stage is empty. All the people are there. The whole hall is packed full of people waiting for Ardhana to do her opening dance. Where is she? Is she hiding? Is she sad, hurt, or angry, or all of them? Does she even dance? So this is what we find out. We go into the text. So Simi and the mother sat down on either side of the father. And the father said, did she like the necklace? Because that's what Sunita wanted to give her, was a necklace. And so, did she like the necklace? Asked my father, as we slipped back into our seats. The mother, she was a little bit shocked. She just nodded. The light dimmed. You know how before the performance starts, all the hall lights go out. They dim down to a low amount so you can see the performer. Okay, and the announcer asked Shrimanti Kamala Devi, who's the principal, to address the audience. So the principal got up, thanked everybody for coming, and said, now we will have our dance, our opening dance. And she left the stage. Now this is the place where Ardhana is supposed to come out to the stage, okay? And then it was time for Ardhana. My father pressed my hand, they're sitting right next to each other, okay, and smiled at me. So the father is, wow, you know, your sister's going to come out, and smiled at Simi. But Simi was just looking down, wondering what was going to happen, okay? And then the father said, what's wrong? He suddenly asked me. Is something the matter? Because he felt the vibes, okay? The vibes are a little bit weird, okay? So Simi, who's gone through this whole thing and loves her sister so much, she goes, nothing. I managed to say, nothing. What is she going to tell her dad, you know? She can't go through the whole thing. She's hoping that Ardhana will come and dance. I stared at the empty stage. So Simi's hoping that Ardhana will come out. To the left, you know, they got the musicians in front, a tabla player idly tapped his instrument. You know how these tabla players, they go tap, 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 making sure that the tension is right, you know, and get a good sound from your tabla. "Ladies and gentlemen," said the voice over the loudspeaker, "our first dance is the Pushpanjali by Ardhana Narayan. Ardhana Narayan, please." Okay? Because she's supposed to be out there. The please did not sound very pleasant because the announcer wants her to come out there. The stage remained empty. Wow, what's going on? A restless murmur ran through the audience. You know how when things don't work out the way you think they're going to, you'll talk to your neighbor, they'll murmur, "What's going on? How come everybody's late? How come?" So the audience was murmuring, a little bit restless. They wanted the performance to go on. "Sunita," so this is the father, "what is the matter? My father tried to catch my mother's eye," Sunita's eye, his daughter. But Sunita was just thinking, "Oh, I hope this works out, I hope this works out." And she didn't really look at their husband, okay? My mother shook her head. She goes, "Well, I don't know." Her shoulders drooped. She drooped down into the chair, okay? The seat seemed to swallow her. You know how it is when you feel a little sad, you kind of shrink down and you're just not bubbly and outward going, okay? For the third time, the announcer's voice rang out, impatient and almost threatening. The announcer says, come on, Ardhana. Ardhana Narayan. Ardhana Narayan. Okay? But still, the stage was empty. There was silence. What happens? A silence that weighed down on me with suffocating force. Here, Simi's there, and she's thinking, oh no, this is a big opportunity for Ardhana, and she's not even coming on the stage. She just felt suffocated. Just then, a distant sound of the gungurus, a sound of rhythmically tap, tap, tap. See what these dancers do, they have these bells wrapped around their ankles, okay? And they'll tap their foot and the bells will start ringing, okay? Shaking. It's a very beautiful sound. It's very popular in India. A lot of dancers use these gungurus. Tap, tap, tap. So the audience is starting to hear this voice. A weak applause, not a big applause, but a weak applause. Oh, something's happening, okay? Rose from the audience. The sound of the gungurus grew louder. So she was tapping the foot louder, 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 okay? And she comes on the stage. Ardhana starting her opening dance. She comes on the stage with her arms uplifted to the higher power, to the Godhead, hoping that he will bless her dance. Tap, tap, tap. She's still tapping her feet. Tap, tap, tap. A tall, slim figure appeared in a beautiful turquoise dress, okay? Beautifully folded. She went back there and really spiffed herself up. She looks great, okay? And then Simi's thinking, my sister, Ardhana, you're here. Now, Ardhana's hair was drawn back in a neat plait. Beautiful. Her hair looked very nice, okay? The kanjal around her eyes, okay, almond-shaped eyes formed a neat line. She looked great. She folded her hands over her breast, and on her breast she had the necklace, that beautiful necklace that we saw. You remember this necklace, okay? It's her right on her chest, okay? She brings her hands back to touch this necklace, almost touching the small gold pendant of her delicate necklace. Her face was tense. She still was a little bit emotional about this whole situation. And pale, even though she was dark, she looked a little pale, okay? But slowly she relaxed. She had her hands together, did a few mudras, and she fell into a fast combination of different mudras. Her slender fingers forming beautiful patterns and designs, all of these beautiful designs that all have a deep meaning. She danced. After she did the mudras, she started to dance very beautifully with mudras and everything. Not for her teacher, okay? She wasn't dancing for her teacher. Not for the audience. She didn't really care about the audience. She danced for one person only, okay? Who followed every single movement of hers with bright, burning eyes. Our mother. She was dancing for Sunita, who gave her so much love right before the performance. She got the necklace, she got the love, she got the hug, she got the words from her mother that she's always going to love her. And here is Sunita, okay? She broke into this beautiful smile. She saw her daughter doing this fantastic dance, dancing better than ever. And she knew in her heart that Ardna was dancing for her. So she was so happy. Here she is smiling after the opening performance. So this is the end of the story of I Must Know the Truth, okay? Ardna wanted to know the truth. And there's many takeaways from this story. So let's go ahead here. You guys have been paying attention? We have a few questions. Okay, 1. Why do you think Ardna was late coming onto the stage? Well, if you had found out that you were adopted and your whole life is kind of flashing before your eyes and you're wondering why your mother didn't tell you before, you have all these thoughts going through. But when the mother gave her the hug and gave her the necklace and gave her the love, she came out of her head, out of the questions, into her heart. And she figured, well, I better dance and show my mother how much I love her. 2, did she wear the necklace her parents had given her? Yes, she went back and put it on nicely. Okay. If so, why do you think she did so? Well, the necklace you saw was fantastic. Beautiful gold with a few jewels on it, given with love. And it fit perfectly with her outfit. So she wanted to look good and dance well. She danced for one person only. Who was this person? Well, we know it's the mother, okay? The mother tightened up her whole situation with her daughter. They're so close now. Why did she only dance for her? Because her aunt, Pramila, she doesn't feel a lot of love from her. The grandmother is nice and caring, but she was adopted, and she didn't know who really cared for her. And the sister's always there, but a sister's a sister. So the mother giving her the hug and the love and telling her that she's always loved her, will always love her, no matter what, and that nothing has changed. She felt that love. And that's why she danced, looking at her mother, dancing for her. So now we're at the end of the story, and there's some overall questions. We'll see if you've been paying attention. Okay, who is the I in the title? I must know the truth. Obviously, it's Ardna. She has to know. Is she adopted? Is she born to these people? What's going on? What is her history? This is important. You want to know where you're coming from, and more importantly, you want to know where you're going. What is the truth Ardna wanted to find out? Well, she wanted to find out who her real parents were, why she got adopted, what happened, okay, and who loves her, and what her future is going to be. She wants to know the answers to all of these questions. 3, what did she actually discover? Well, she found out from Aunt Pramila that she was a little bit lean, a little bit skinny, a little bit dark when she first came to the family, and she was adopted by a loving family, and they all care for her. That's what she discovered. 4, how would you have been reacted if you had been in Ardna's place? So this is the bottom line from this whole story. And I'd like every one of you to take a piece of paper and write down how you would have felt if you were in Ardna's footsteps, if you were in her shoes. What would you have thought? You would have been shocked. You'd have wondering what's going on with your life. But you'd feel the love, okay? You'd be open to the love. And you'd realize, in the end, these thoughts come and go. But the love between the people and the heart connection is the most important thing. So write about one paragraph, and then when you come to class, we can look over this paragraph. And it'll help you, and it'll help your English, and it'll help you get control over your emotions. When you realize you don't want your emotions to rule you, you want to rule the emotions, okay? And you want to feel the genuine love. Now, we have number 5. This is an important question. On a lot of the English tests, okay, the testers try to see how deeply you know the subject, all right? So in our story, we have 5 major players, okay? We have Ardana, who's the dancer. We have her sister, Simi, who's writing the story and letting us know about the story. We have their mother, Sunita, who's one of the main characters. We have the grandmother. The grandmother was back there. And the grandmother, okay, the mother of Sunita, and the grandmother of Ardana, and the mother of Aunt Pramila, all right, she knew what was happening, okay? And so she was trying to steer Aunt Pramila away from Ardana so that she wouldn't find out that she was adopted. But Aunt Pramila, she had this objective. She wanted Ardana to know that she was adopted and wanted the truth to come out. So even though she did it in kind of a negative way, the whole situation turned out beautifully. And this is what you learn in life. You get these tests sometimes, but sometimes the test turns out to be good. So we have here 5 players. We have to figure out which one goes with which. And this is very important because you'll have this on your test. You see the 5 players, you see the 5 descriptions, and sometimes the descriptions are very close to each other. So there's a proper way to do this, all right? We have Ardana, her sister, their mother, the grandmother, and Aunt Pramila. Over here, we have a caring person. Well, everybody's caring. Wise and loving. A lot of people are wise and loving. Mean and cruel. Well, not in this story. Not too many. Only one. Devoted parent. So we see from the list here, there's only one parent. And who's the parent? The parent is the mother. So we can immediately know that's the correct answer. So we draw the line from the mother to the parent. So we've got one out of the way. Now we have the grandmother and Aunt Pramila. Now we know Ardana is an excellent dancer, right? And none of these other ones, these other people, we don't know about them. But we know Ardana is an excellent dancer. So now we have 2 down, 3 to go, all right? So let's look at this list and see. We have a caring person, wise and loving, mean and cruel. Who in this story was mean and cruel? At least to Simi, okay? There's only one person, and that was Aunt Pramila. Even Ardana, when Aunt Pramila came, rolled her eyes and thought, oh no, this is not a good omen, okay? She just has kind of a personality that is a little bit hard. So Aunt Pramila is the only one that could be mean and cruel, all right? So we have 3 out of the way, 2 are left. We have the sister and the grandmother. And they're both nice people, they're both very loving, they're both very caring, all right? But we have one word here, wise, okay? Wise comes with age and experience, all right? Her sister is younger than Ardana, okay? So she doesn't have a lot of experience. So the grandmother is both wise and loving. So we put this to the grandmother. And that only leaves one person left. That's the sister. There's only one choice left, and she's a caring person. In fact, this whole story is written in a caring way, a very loving way, so that you would know that love is really the bottom line. So that's what was very nice about this. So these are the way they go together. So that's the end of the story. And Ardana finishes up her dance with this beautiful mudra, thanking God for the ability to dance and to connect with her mother, and thanking God for her mother and the beautiful love that they share with each other. So this is the takeaway from this part of the lesson. So now we'll go into lesson 5 next session, all right? And we'll go through some grammar and vocabulary and some relative clauses. But we have the basics now, and we've been touched deeply, and we know that we have to love God and love everybody that's like God. Om Sai Ram. See you in lesson number 5.
Thank you.